The top 10 anime with an overpowered main character. Coming in at number 10 on our list, we have the greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody. Having reached the pinnacle of human potential, Varvatos was so powerful that the rest of humankind began calling him the demon lord, both fearing and respecting his overwhelming influence, and as a result, he felt alienated from his fellow humans, leading him to desire true companionship, an equal he could call a friend. Hoping that his fate would change in his next life, Varvatos desires to start anew, and reincarnates 3,000 years later as Ardmeteor, the son of a seemingly ordinary couple in a rural town. Unfortunately, he realizes that even after weakening himself, his strength still overshadows everyone in this era. Moreover, his lack of social skills bar him from achieving his goal of making friends. But worst of all, the repercussions of suddenly abandoning his former position have begun to bite him in the back in some of the most unimaginable ways possible. I consider this anime a typical power fantasy anime. It's not the best show I've seen on this genre, but when it comes to overpowered main characters, Ard definitely deserves a spot on this list. If you're looking for a shorter, lighthearted series with an overpowered main character, you should give the show a try. Number 9. Coming in at number 9, we have Wise Man's Grandchild. Wise Man's Grandchild takes place in the Kingdom of Earlshide. Our main character was a typical salaryman in modern-day Japan who got reincarnated into a boy named Shin in this fantasy world. Fortunately for Shin, he retains all of his memories from his previous life, and is adopted by Merlin, an old-time national hero of Earlshide. As Shin grows older, he begins to show a frightening talent for magic, being leagues beyond not only his fellow peers, but the professional mages in Earlshide. There's only one problem. He's been living in seclusion with Merlin, so he has minimal human contact outside of him. This leads to him being extremely powerful, but lack a lot of social skills. Thus, he enrolls into the kingdom's magical academy, to not only improve as a magician, but gain friends and learn how to interact with the outside world. At times, the show feels cliché and shallow, but with the abilities of Shin, it is well deserved to be on a list of anime with overpowered main characters. Number 8. Coming in at number 8, we have the strongest sage with the weakest crest. In this world, magic users are bestowed with one of 4 crests, which represent the extent of their magic capability. Our main character, Gaius, utilizing spells destructive enough to turn mountains into dust, spell shields that can block the attacks of legendary dragons, and a level of swordsmanship that is all but unheard of, manages to push the demons, the mortal enemies of humanity, to the brink of extinction, all while only possessing the first crest. But he has reached his limit. The only way to get stronger is through reincarnation, in search of a more powerful crest. The journey begins when Gaius reincarnates into Matthias Hildesheimer, the third son of the Hildesheimer baronet house. Not only does Matthias retain all of his knowledge and skill from his reign as Gaius, but on his first attempt at reincarnation receives the crest most suitable for magical combat, the 4th crest. Although his ultimate goal has been achieved, the world that he is reincarnated into is completely foreign to him. Magic has decayed to such a level that even the most basic spells required incantations to cast. And even worse, the crest he had gone through all this trouble to obtain is referred to as the Crest of Failure. In this new age, it is common knowledge throughout the land that anyone with the Crest of Failure has no opportunity to become a great mage. How could the world have fallen to such a state? Can Matthias restore the power of humanity once again? We follow Matthias as he forms a group of trusted allies and works to unravel the secrets of humanity's fall and take a stand against the forces pulling the strings behind the scenes. Number 7. Coming in at number 7, we have Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero. Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero takes place in a world where people who return from being isekai'd keep their powers and enroll in Babel, a school specifically designed to nurture those returners and grow their abilities. Our main character Akatsuki is one of these returners. After slaying the Demon King in the fantasy world Alizard, he returns home with none other than the Demon King's daughter, Mew. Passing her off as his sister, they both enroll in Babel. Although Babel is set to train these returners to guide them on the right path for the sake of humanity, Akatsuki and Mew think there is more to the story than Babel is letting on. We follow both Akatsuki and Mew as they battle against the oppressive student council and try to uncover the secrets surrounding Babel. If you enjoy a more ecchi anime with an overpowered main character, this show is definitely for you. While Akatsuki was training in Alizard, he was mentored by someone known as the Saint of Fists, and the user of the strongest martial art. Pretty cool, right? Well, it just so happens that the Fist Saint is also a perverted old man. Not only did he teach Akatsuki all of the martial arts he knows, leading him to possess incredible strength, defensive techniques, and fighting ability, but also an even more impressive art of stripping clothes at high speed. This is a more lighthearted show, and there's one thing for sure. If Akatsuki is around, no bad guy or pair of panties is safe. Number 6. Taking the 6th spot on our list is FullTime Magister. FullTime Magister revolves around Mofon, a typical high schooler who finds himself in a world identical to his normal one, but with one exception. It's a place where magic has replaced science. In this world, the most promising students are taught magic in place of traditional studies, to help fend off deadly monsters that lurk in the forest surrounding the city. Much like in his previous life, Mofon is still the son of a poor laborer and a brother to a crippled younger sister. Mofon now dreams of attending magic high school and becoming a high-paid magician so he can support his family and let his dad live a better life. Against all odds, Mofon manages to get accepted into one of the most renowned magic institutions. But soon after, rumors start spreading about his lack of magic ability and poverty-stricken family, making him the laughingstock of the school. But our MC wouldn't just take it laying down, now would he? On the day the students show their magic affinities, Mofon goes to the front of the class to see which element he will awaken. But at the same time, a student from across the hall manages to awaken the 1 in 1,000 thunder element. Because of the rare occurrence, everyone but Mofon floods the halls to take a look. It's at that exact moment that Mofon coincidentally awakens the 1 in 1,000 thunder element as well. But before his classmates get a chance to return, the measuring crystal changes to fire. Mofon is actually a dual element user, and the two most powerful elements at that. By the time the class returns, they only know he possesses the fire element and know nothing about his dual casting capabilities. We follow Mofon as he learns to master his abilities on his quest to prove everyone who doubted him wrong and become the great magician that he always knew he could be. Number 5. Coming in at number 5, we have Hellsing Ultimate. If you want to talk about just pure overpowered main characters, I doubt you can do better than the main character of Hellsing Ultimate, Alucard. In a world where vampires and the undead pose a constant threat to humanity, there is an organization built to fight against them called Hellsing. Their leader, Integra Hellsing, leads this group and is in possession of a very powerful military force. Although the military under the Hellsing organization is vast and powerful, their true power comes from their ace in the hole, Alucard. The progenitor of the Hellsing family had defeated Alucard many years ago, leading to Alucard being bound to the Hellsing family. Because Integra also has the bloodline of the Hellsings, she can control Alucard. And that is extremely lucky, because without having the bloodline, there's not a single being in the world that can control Alucard. Seriously, this guy is insanely overpowered. With feats ranging from punching vampires and them simultaneously exploding into mist, tearing enemies to pieces with the wave of a hand, turning into a shadow demon to easily win while outnumbered, and even summoning an army of those he's killed that consists of hundreds of thousands of people. This guy really has it all. It's a 10-episode series, but all the episodes are 40+ minutes. If you're looking for a show with a lot of action and an insanely overpowered main character, then you would definitely like the show. Number 4. Taking the 4th spot in our list is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime follows Satoru Mikami, an average corporate worker who lives a monotonous life, and you guessed it, painfully single. Well, one day he was out in town and gets stabbed by some unknown criminal on the street. As he's dying, he can hear a strange voice saying things like pain nullification acquired, heat resistance acquired, cold resistance acquired. When he wakes up, he sees that he has taken the form of a typical video game slime, soon meeting a catastrophe-level monster called the Storm Dragon that has been sealed for 300 years. Satoru befriends the dragon and promises to help him break the seal, and in return the Storm Dragon, Veldora, bestows him the name Rimuru Tempest to grant him divine protection. This story follows the journey of Rimuru Tempest as he tackles this new and exciting world. Now just a little breakdown of some of the things that make Rimuru so overpowered. On top of all the resistances he's acquired, he also has the ability Devour, which allows him to devour living things and mimic their appearance and abilities. Think about that. Someone could train for an entire lifetime, but Rimuru just needs to defeat them once, and after devouring, he can freely use their abilities at will. With an ability like that, he almost seems invincible. Well, it also helps that he has a near infinite regenerative capability, a multitude of analytical abilities, and an ability to annul casting time when using magic, Demon Lord's Haki, the ability to teleport. Seriously, I could go on forever, but I don't want to give everything away. So if any of these insanely overpowered abilities and powers interest you, you should seriously check out That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Number 3. Taking the 3rd spot on this list is one of my personal favorite animes, The King's Avatar. The most popular game in the world, Glory, is a combat-based MMO with competitive play as well as guilds and adventuring groups. And the greatest player in the history of the game is Yechu. Although Yechu has been heralded as a trailblazer and given the nickname of Battle God, he has a low-key personality, and his organization deems that to increase profits they need a younger, flashier player to take the reins. After being forced out, Yechu finds a job at a nearby internet cafe, but the Battle God won't stay down for long. With Glory announcing the launch of its 10th server, he again throws himself into the game once more under the alias Lord Grim. While wreaking havoc on the new server, breaking dungeon clear records, and with his immense game knowledge and skill, he receives the attention of all the major guilds and organizations, wondering who this incredible player Lord Grim could be. We follow Yaechu as he meets new friends, shatters expectations, and creates a new legendary character in Glory's 10th server. Now, while Yaechu might be an ordinary internet cafe worker in the real world, don't let that fool you about his power in Glory. Starting on a fresh account, he quickly becomes the best player in the 10th server. Professional guilds not only send their top players, but also seasoned professionals after him, and time again, he repeatedly stuns and dazzles his enemies with his immense skill. If you are tired of the virtual reality gaming trope, I can't recommend this enough. The story is action-packed and the main character is seriously godly, but it does a great job of keeping the show believable and down to earth. Number 2. The runner-up on our list is none other than Overlord. With time ticking down to the server shutting down on a popular virtual reality game Yggdrasil, our main character Momonga, one of the most powerful wizards and leader of the Dark Guild under the name Ainzelgone, decides to log in to reminisce on the time he spent and the memories created through Yggdrasil. However, as the clock reaches midnight, not only are the servers still up, he can't find a way to log out. And on top of that, all the NPCs are more lively than ever, straying from the typical pre-recorded speech patterns and appearing to have minds of their own. We follow Ainz, the incredibly powerful mage, on his journey to figure out the reasons behind being trapped in the game and search for others in the same position as himself. To show how truly overpowered Ainz is, you first have to understand that he's the leader of the Dark Guild, one of the top guilds in the entire game of Yggdrasil. Any one of the hundreds of NPCs that are under his command have enough power to level cities. Being the leader of a group with that amount of power is already enough for an entry on this list. But although he controls such an incredible force, Ainz himself is much stronger than any NPC under his command. He possesses elemental immunities, a complete immunity of any low-tier spell or physical attack, slashing and stabbing resistance, an aura capable of causing confusion and even death, and those are just the defensive capabilities. I won't get into his offensive capabilities because I don't want to give too much away, but let's just say that an army of hundreds of thousands would be a warm-up for Ainz. And one thing's for sure, the only way you're going to be able to defeat Ainzelgone is with 2 Ainzelgones. Number 1. Finally taking the top spot in our list is the Irregular Magic High School. In the dawn of the 21st century, magic, long thought to be folklore and fairy tales, has become a systemized technology, and it is taught as a technical skill. In First High School, the institution for magicians, students are segregated into 2 groups based on their entrance exam scores. Blooms, those who receive high scores, are assigned to the first course, while Weeds are reserved students assigned to the second course. Our main characters are a pair of siblings, Tatsuya and Miyuki Shiba, who attend First High School. While Miyuki has been placed into the first class with her exceptional talent for magic, Tatsuya has been relegated to second course. Everything is not what it seems though. Maybe the way they tested magic capabilities didn't fit Tatsuya's skill set. He possesses extraordinary technical knowledge, physical combat capabilities, and extremely unique magic techniques, making him the Irregular Magic High School. Hey guys, before I go, I just wanted to thank everyone for watching. I'm really going to be trying to grow this channel, so if you have any ideas for videos you'd like to see, leave them in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And the last thing I want to mention before I go is I did not make any of these edits. I'll be linking all of the creators in the description, showing which edit they're responsible for. So if you guys liked any of these edits specifically, you can go give their pages a look. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.